I'm Gary Mottram and I work at the University of Manchester, where I'm based in the Manchester Institute of Education, which is part of a bigger school of environment, education and development. We've been asked to talk about why we use virtual worlds. Well, part of the work that I do in the Manchester Institute of Education is to work with language teachers on an MA TESOL programme, and one of the particular aspects of the courses we run is to do with looking at technology and the role that it plays in language teaching. I also work with other types of teachers as well on more general information technology courses in education. And of course, one of the domains that you might look at would be the virtual world. So we explore virtual worlds as part of those courses. We also have, as well as face-to-face teachers, we have teachers who work at a distance. And the virtual spaces allow us to build a community within a virtual space, so that people are actually able to visit a space as part of classes, but they can also get to know other people who are like-minded teachers in those virtual worlds. The next question is about how we use virtual worlds. Well, we use them as part of regular classes, as an alternative to the regular class environment. So we make use of spaces that resemble teaching spaces, and they can be used for practicing certain types of activity. But we also use the more general tour type activity as well. So students will visit different spaces, different islands, and get a sense of how different islands work. We might invite people who are part of using Second Life or other virtual worlds to talk to us within Second Life. So we might get presentations, they might set up tasks and activities, and so on and so forth. So we very much use it, engage with it in that kind of way. A second kind of principal use is running conferences. We've actually run a number of conferences in Second Life itself, and they developed from the Avalon work, the Avalon project that some of us in Euroversity worked on. And we've also used it quite a lot for providing a virtual dimension to a face-to-face conference. We've done that with IATEFL, but we've also done that as part of the Euroversity project itself. So why Euroversity? Well, Euroversity came out of the work that we did on the Avalon project, which it became evident that there were a number of different groups along with Avalon, the people that we met in other projects, and it seemed an obvious thing to do, to actually come together and explore different practice together to help spread the word. So rather than being a disparate community of different groups, in some ways doing very similar things, the idea was to get together and help us spread the word. It was also to continue the practice and also extend the practice, so that we became more familiar and more used to what we were doing, and it enables us to bring other people into that practice, into that engagement as well, so that it's partly about spreading the word, but it's also about learning from each other, from different disciplines, from different backgrounds and different practices that people engage in. What has Euroversity done for us, as we might say? Well, it's enabled us to get a lot of help and support, and hopefully we provided some help and support as well, in terms of being able to work with people who have more knowledge of us, and working with people who have less knowledge, and exchanging ideas. I mean, it's as much as anything, it's the community that comes around the Euroversity project, the extension, and also building it now into the association. So the Euroversity Association will continue out of Euroversity itself, and hopefully the practice and the engagement will carry on. Three things that I would say to somebody thinking of using virtual worlds. Well, I think the first thing is just ignore the hype. There was a lot of hype around it, and there was quite a lot of negativity around virtual worlds. But I think we're in a phase now where people are using it in a sense as everyday practice. I mean, there are still barriers, but ignore the hype and principally have a go would be my second recommendation. Have a go at doing it. Don't worry too much about it. Get on board and see what you can find out. And one of the key things for me is that, particularly with language teaching, but with other disciplines where you involved in a lot of skills practice, it's as close to real life, without, in the sense, the dangers of real life, that you can get to. So particularly with practice-based subjects, you can do all sorts of things in simulation that you can't do easily in the real world. You can't easily go to another country to practice your language. You can't easily go and practice escaping from an oil rig, for example, or doing complex operations, medical operations. So it's as close to real life as you can get, and it allows all of those kinds of simulations to take place.